Today our Uncle Mike arrived in Korea on a business trip. First-time visitor Uncle Mike seemed a bit nervous. Then he turned a corner and spotted a restaurant. For Uncle Mike, eating is the top priority, so he immediately decided to go in and give it a try. After entering and sitting down, Uncle Mike looked at the menu on the wall. The only thing he could recognize were the Arabic numerals. Everything else was completely foreign to him, so he just picked the cheapest item to see what would come out. Then he stood up and gestured wildly with the server, ordered something called cheonggukjang before sitting back down. Uncle Mike waited anxiously on his side, while the kitchen was bustling away on their side. Soon plate after plate of dishes were brought out by the server. A total of 12 plates quickly filled the entire table, plus the Korean hot sauce already on the table. Uncle Mike felt his money was totally well spent today. At least he'd achieved an overwhelming advantage in quantity. Stir-fried pork with kimchi, vibrant and glistening, tasted salty sweet with a hint of spice. A pretty good appetizer. Just then the server rushed over to tell him these weren't meant to be eaten as separate side dishes, but were side dishes meant for mixing with rice. This made Uncle Mike absolutely delighted. Bibimbap was his favorite all along, so he hurriedly grabbed a spoonful of this and added a piece of that. Added some spicy cabbage, half a fried egg, scooped up rice and poured in the natto soup, mixed it all together, finally sprinkled on some seaweed, and Uncle Mike's Korean-style bibimbap was complete. With one bite, there was the subtle sweetness of spinach, the tender crunch of bean sprouts and the crispy fragrance of carrots. All these ingredients brought together not only didn't interfere with the rice's texture, but actually made it incredibly delicious. It was really so good. Korean fish cake soup. The combination of fried fish cakes and chili sauce tasted mildly spicy and slightly sweet. A great finishing side dish. After finishing the side dishes, Uncle Mike started getting creative again. First he wrapped rice in lettuce, making lettuce wraps to eat. But that didn't seem quite satisfying enough, so he picked up a whole piece of spicy cabbage and wrapped it around rice, put it in his mouth. Before long, the bowl of bibimbap was finished by Uncle Mike. Wiped his mouth. The scorched rice soup was crowned the #1 dish. Mixed with rice, it had an outstanding aroma, warm and fragrant, comforting to the stomach like drinking porridge. After eating his fill and stepping outside, Uncle Mike was still marveling at Korean portion sizes. Looking forward to Uncle Mike's next visit.